An investigation is underway in Milwaukee after an officer-involved shooting left one man dead. And the abortion debate heats up as we near the November election with the proposal of a new federal bill that would almost ban the procedure entirely. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. New at noon, a man is dead after an officer-involved shooting in Milwaukee last night. A tactical team was responding to a shots fired alert just after 9 o'clock. Officers say they arrived. Gunshots struck their squad car. The officers spotted 3 suspects and returned fire. One suspect, a 40-year-old Milwaukee man, was struck several times and later died at the hospital. Police are still looking for the other 2 suspects. The officers involved have been placed on administrative leave as the investigation begins. Madison fire crews were delayed transporting crash victims to the hospital after a school bus caught fire with children on board. The 2-vehicle crash happened on South Gammon Road late yesterday afternoon. One of the drivers was unresponsive and taken to the hospital. 2 of the 3 people in the other car were also hospitalized. While crews were responding to the crash, a school bus full of middle school children pulled over nearby. Smoke was seen coming from the rear window. The bus was evacuated and the bus driver put out the fire. No students were injured. A southwest Wisconsin community is looking to raise $100,000 to help residents rebuild after devastating storms last summer. Boscobel in Grant County is still cleaning up after a tornado tore through the town last August. Houses were leveled, roads ripped up, trees uprooted, and the town's 170-year-old cemetery was severely damaged. Weeks after that storm, local resident and musician Doug Wayne put together a fundraiser that brought in $27,000. Well, he wants to do it again, this time with a goal of $50,000, and a former Boscobel native is willing to make that $100,000. The fundraiser is this Saturday, and if you can't make it out there, you can find information on where to mail a check in this story on channel3000.com. Let's head to the Weather Center now. Meteorologist Greg Barnhart has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Summer continues.
Yes, it does. There's actually hazy skies out there, too, and that's kind of due to the smoke on out there, the western forest fires. So right now, we're looking at current conditions about 65 degrees after a cool start. Winds are calm out of the east. Right now, we've kind of got, if you look at visible satellite, some of that stratus cloud fog that we had this morning is starting to burn off, but we have a little bit of a cold front that's kind of just to the north. You can kind of see the wind flow, and that's going to start pushing some of this stratus cloud. So we'll see a few clouds here and there, but overall, most people should be sunshine and a little bit warmer. You zoom in, you can kind of see still that spreading across the area, but overall, it should begin to break up here this afternoon. Temperatures right now are ranging about the mid-60s as you go further southwest, 72 Platteville, 70 Prairie du Chien, so they're starting to warm up too. A little bit cooler as you go further east. We zoom into Dane County right now. Overall, mid-60s, 63 is Sun Prairie, and then warmer down to Prairie with it 69 degrees right now. So today we're looking at about upper 70s for most locations, maybe hitting an 80-degree mark towards the southwest part of Wisconsin, where they'll see the winds turn around a little bit more. But overall, we're going to see temperatures warm up, and then we'll have more updates on when the next precipitation chances come and how warm it might get early next week, too.
All right, Greg, we'll check back in a few minutes. Thank you. A less redacted version of an affidavit used in a search warrant at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate has been unsealed. Some of the files were reportedly connected to extremely sensitive government programs. They include spies that often work with the CIA, signals intercepts typically handed by the National Security Agency, and domestic surveillance and wiretaps related to counterintelligence. My Pillow salesman and Trump ally Mike Lindell says the FBI has served him with a grand jury subpoena for the contents of his phone. According to Lindell, it happened while he was in his car at a fast food drive-thru in Minnesota yesterday. He said agents presented him with the subpoena and asked for his phone. It's reportedly part of an investigation into a Colorado election security breach involving a state clerk. An FBI spokesperson responded to a request for comment saying, quote, "Without commenting on this specific matter, I can confirm that the FBI was at that location executing a search warrant authorized by a federal judge." Abortion just became an even hotter flashpoint ahead of the midterms in November. Senator Lindsey Graham is proposing a nationwide ban on the procedure in many cases. Amy Kiley has more.
They're going to ban abortion if they get in charge.
Democrats are pouncing on a new bill from Senator Lindsey Graham.
After 15 weeks, no abortion on demand, except in cases of rape, incest, to save the life of the mother.
Many Democrats were already campaigning on the unpopularity of overturning Roe v. Wade in June.
Leader McConnell acknowledged that a federal ban on abortion was now, quote, possible.
Possible, but not likely. Senate Republicans were slow to support the bill.
I think most of the members of my conference prefer that this be dealt with at the state level.
And states are dealing with the issue. West Virginia passed a near total ban yesterday. California has a new website to help people in restrictive states travel there for the procedures. Republicans who control Graham's own state of South Carolina found a near total ban blocked by members of their own party last week.
They are fighting to take us back.
Another barrier to a federal ban is likely a veto.
It's wildly out of step with where the majority of Americans are.
Still, some analysts see Graham's bill as a campaign talking point for the GOP. They say it could appeal to moderates seeking a middle ground, while also rallying the base.
There is a consensus view by the most prominent pro-life groups in America that this is where America should be at the federal level.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The Biden administration is stepping in with help with contract talks between railroads and unions. There is a push to find an agreement before Friday when workers plan to go on strike. 30% of all U.S. freight shipments could be impacted if there is a strike, putting further strain on the overwhelmed supply chain at a time when Americans are already dealing with inflation.
There's just no question that it would be extremely devastating, and its impacts would compound very rapidly over a couple of days.
Labor Secretary Martin Walsh is meeting with railroad executives and union leaders in D.C. this morning. The two sides are still at odds over sick time and attendance policies. Amtrak has started canceling long-haul passenger service on affected tracks. A strike could also lead to higher gas prices because trains transport so much oil from refineries. Queen Elizabeth's coffin has arrived at Westminster Hall following an historic procession from Buckingham Palace this morning. The late monarch will lie in state until her funeral on Monday. CBS's Ian Lee reports from London.
Queen Elizabeth left Buckingham Palace for the last time today in a historic procession toward Westminster Hall. Britain's new king led the solemn journey behind the horse-drawn gun carriage with his siblings and sons, Princes William and Harry, the royal family's grief on public display. Massive crowds lined the streets across central London to honor the Queen's 70-year reign. The Queen's coffin is draped with a royal flag and topped with the crown she wore for her coronation in 1953. Elizabeth II will lie in state for the next 4 days. Some camped out for days to be among the first to pass her coffin.
She has that magic about her, much more than monarchy. She's an icon of icons.
Seems like the right thing to do, you know, being British, and that was my queen.
The Queen's state funeral will be held here at Westminster Abbey. It's also where she married the love of her life, the late Prince Philip, and it's also where she was crowned queen.
This is the end of a remarkable era, and it's farewell to a remarkable lady.
A choir sang as part of the service for the Queen's arrival in Westminster Hall. As many as 1 million people are expected to wait in a miles-long line to say their farewell to their Queen. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
Westminster Hall, where the Queen's coffin is lying in state, is the oldest building in Parliament. It was built 900 years ago by the son of William the Conqueror. Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Twitter shareholders make a move on Elon Musk's multi-billion-dollar takeover bid, and why none of Queen Elizabeth's family will have to pay any inheritance taxes. The Money Watch report is next.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
When a clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. Yeah. And that's why they all start dancing. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
It's dangerous up here, and it's no fun shopping around for a reputable contractor. I've built my company on the promise to treat our customers like we would our own family. That means an honest, no-pressure sales experience, expert craftsmanship, and a lifetime guarantee of our work. We know Gutter Shutter is the best system for you and your home, and we'd love to show you how it can keep you safe and off that ladder forever. So call us or visit us online to set up your free estimate, and we can show you what Gutter Shutter and the Larson Home Experience is all about.
The Labor Day sale at Steinhuffel's Furniture and Mattress Superstores has been extended. Start with store-wide savings of 35 to 85%. Plus, take advantage of tons of bonus buys and get big savings on all the best brands of mattresses. Save up to $600 on a Beauty Rest Black mattress, or save up to $500 on a Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress. And with Steinhuffel's special financing, your purchase just got more affordable. Shop now in-store and online at steinhuffels.com.
By some measures, our economy is doing great. We've reached the lowest unemployment in state history. We have a record budget surplus. But there's another side, too. Rising prices for groceries, gas, and medications. Folks, that's a problem. That's why I have a plan to cap prescription drug prices, aggressively prosecute price gouging, and cut taxes by another 10% for working families. It's the right thing to do for Wisconsin and our economy.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Habitat families build their own homes alongside volunteers, pay an affordable mortgage, and are grateful for your help. With safe and permanent housing, Dane County families can invest more in their health, education, community, and beyond. Please donate or volunteer today.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. Yeah! And that's why they all start dancing. We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Government data released yesterday showed inflation remaining high in August despite lower gas prices. The report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics said rising food and housing costs are to blame. Analysts say the report means it's likely the Federal Reserve will again vote to raise interest rates when it meets next week. Twitter shareholders formally approved Elon Musk's $44 billion takeover bid. The vote came despite Musk's repeated efforts to back out of the deal. Twitter is suing the Tesla and SpaceX CEO to enforce the agreement. The trial is scheduled to get underway in Delaware on October 17th. Queen Elizabeth's personal net worth was never officially disclosed during her life. Estimates put it between $400 and $500 million. The Queen's will is not expected to be made public. The Washington Post says the newly crowned king and his siblings will not have to pay any inheritance taxes on the money. That's because of a 1993 agreement with Parliament that limited the monarchy's tax liability. The Queen's wealth is not to be confused with the monarchy's wealth, the so-called royal firm, which has recently been estimated to be around $28 billion. That is your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Matt Piper.
Let's take a look at Wall Street, rebounding a little bit after yesterday's huge losses. The Dow Industrials up 85 points, the NASDAQ up 93, the S&P 500 up almost 17. Our call for action volunteers are in the building, taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. We're taking a live look at the Call for Action studio. Volunteers are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you can call for action right now, 608-270-2833, or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. The U.S. is planning on spending $900 million on electric vehicle charging stations. President Biden expected to make that announcement in a speech at the Detroit Auto Show today. The money is part of the new bipartisan infrastructure law and will help build charging locations across 53,000 miles of the interstate system. The White House says the investment will create more jobs, help with climate change, and position the U.S. to lead the future of electric vehicles. We come back and look at today's egg prices along with a complete look at your forecast.
Quite the change, although the
and then today on Live at 4, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company returns to answer your plant and garden questions. That's coming up at 4.
Did a lot of good, but hopefully this is
Sometimes life can get pretty busy in an active household. So that's why Menards makes things just a little bit easier for you. Start a door design and choose a style that's right for you and everything else you look for in a quality door. Mastercraft offers fast, free delivery on personalized doors to any Menards store. Use our door designer on Menards.com to get your door your way. Mastercraft Doors, 11% off at Menards.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
Your local Medicare plans have all of the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better because you're working with local agents who know the doctors, specialists, and the hospital networks inside and out. You're not going to get that talking to a national call center wanting to check your zip code.
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjords furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Right now at the Century House, purchase any Fjords furniture and receive up to 20% off. All models, all sizes, all colors. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjords furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
Forward Madison Week continues in the 608 on Thursday morning when we take the field and run drills with a player and coach and check out the fan zone.
And I'm still watching rain chances into the weekend. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Experience the excitement of the Jennifer Hudson Show. From the hit show Ted Lasso, we've got Hannah Waddingham. I'm so happy to have you. And Euphoria's Coleman Domingo is here.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
And Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report is touring Scotland. She'll be back later this month, so here are your farm numbers. Fishtail you have to see to believe. A mako shark jumped onto a fishing boat off the coast of Maine, and the whole thing, of course, caught on camera. Marissa Bodnar has the story.
David Sinclair runs Sea Ventures Charters out of St. George, taking clients out to fish for sharks that they then get to see up close and help tag. His 16-year-old grandson, Cameron, is his first mate.
I believe I caught my first shark when I was 4 years old.
They mostly encounter blue sharks, but on this August day, 15 to 20 miles out to sea, it was a 7-foot mako.
And all of a sudden, something took the bait really big, really fast, and he jumped. We knew he was a mako instantly.
It's on a fishing line with a young man, 16-year-old guy, turning the rod and, you know, having fun fighting it. And it jumped 4 times before it got to the boat. And the next thing we knew, he fell out of the sky and landed in the boat. So.
The moment captured by the angler's dad, who was up on the bridge with his camera.
And all of a sudden, here he is, right here in my face, and he hits me with his tail right on my left cheek, and then he lands probably 3 feet from my right foot.
Sinclair says makos are fast fish with big teeth.
Everybody scrambled, and I just held my breath. I thought, boy, injuries, high possibility, and not a scratch on anybody. The shark was not injured.
With everyone all right, he says they took some measurements, tagged the shark, then released it through the transom door.
Just awe-inspiring to see the power of a fish like that and to be able to handle it safely and kick him out.
A rather routine ending to an unforgettable fishing trip.
Seeing one right here in my face falling out of the sky was pretty impressive.
Talking about jumping the shark. Let's check in now with Craig. That's a fish story.
That would scare me seeing that thing jump out. Anyway, wow. Anyway, looking at the big picture, we've seen a lot of smoke over the area right now, and that's really because of the forest fires still out there. All these dots are basically active fires or 100% not contained fires, with the red and blue dots the major fires. So they got a lot of air quality issues going on today because of that. But the system that actually is producing moisture and helping actually get some flash flooding down there is actually inching our way here, but that'll be more of the weekend. Otherwise, we're looking clear and good skies right now. As you noticed last night, we did get down to the mid-40s. Many locations were 46, Black River Falls, even areas down here closer to 50 degrees. So it was a cooler morning than we've had recently. And I know it's that time of year, so just to give you an idea, freeze conditions, frost is coming. But we still got a couple weeks to go off of that. But it is getting towards that time of year where we're going to start thinking about that a little bit more. As we go big picture, we can see really what's going on. We're going to see the winds turn out a little more from the south, and then the clouds start to advance over the next few days. As we're looking at Thursday now at 10 p.m., really, the winds have come out. We got some cloud cover. We'll have some hazy skies tomorrow continuing, but rain chances will hold off because that front's really going to stay well to our west, at least through Friday, and then maybe thereon we'll see a chance. You can see by the time we get to Friday morning, we got that really still to the west, still southerly flow, a few showers, but everything is still really to the west. So the hazy conditions, warm conditions. As we zoom up today, you can see we're going to get up to upper 70s, maybe an 80 in southwestern Wisconsin. As we go home this evening, we're going to see temperatures cool off, the winds continuing. You can kind of see the turn of the winds from the southeast to the east-southeast, and that's kind of going to keep a temperature difference between eastern Wisconsin and southwestern Wisconsin a little bit today. As we go up overnight, we're going to see a little bit warmer conditions. Once again, River Valley fog areas might potentially be an issue again, but most of the area will see at least a few degrees warmer than we had this morning, mid-50s to lower 60s. And as we go through tomorrow, you can see the winds starting to pick up out of the south. We'll see temperatures warm up a little bit more tomorrow. We're looking at upper 70s, a few more locations, 80 degrees, hitting that mark once again. But areas to the east, once again, towards the lake, a little bit cooler. As we go to the 10-day, we can see that we're going to warm up. Rain chances start peaking up. We're looking at about a Saturday, Sunday time frame, the best shot, not like anything we saw last Sunday. And then we could see some mid-80s, maybe by early next week. We're in kind of a warm pattern, so something to keep an eye on, Mark. But once again, rain chances this weekend are nothing close to what we saw last Sunday.
Well, that's good news.
No.
80s, that's pretty unusual for this time of year.
Like I said, I think we said a couple weeks ago that 80, the last average day was about September 25th to get 80 in Madison. So it is. We could get mid-80s, too.
All right. Keep an eye on that.
Yep.
Thank you, Greg. Up next, let's see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Calling all bacon lovers, if you're a big fan of the Divine Swine, Nature's Candy, or whatever else you might call this smoking good creation, then you better stay right where you are.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At iMart Express, you'll save on glasses for classes. For $79, get 2 pairs with kid-safe polycarbonate lenses and a free 1-year frame warranty. Don't let the bell ring before you get a chance to save. A $200 value, all for $79.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there is now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
Dane County. We are Madison, McFarland, Sun Prairie. We are Wanakee, Stoughton, Middleton, Deerfield, and everywhere in between. We are committed to being unique in supporting the value when families share the memories of family and friends at the loss of a loved one. We are Crest Funeral and Cremation Service. More than just a funeral home, we are the people you know and trust to help families before, during, and after the loss of a loved one. Learn more at crestfuneralservice.com.
Fry Construction wants to thank you for once again voting us Best of Madison 3 years running with 27% off gutters or insulation. Your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best of Madison 3 years in a row. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Save 27% off gutters or insulation with any full roof replacement project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
iMart Express owns selection, price, and speed. Need single vision? Get 2 pairs starting under $40. Progressives, 2 pairs start under $80. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. iMart Express. Right glasses, right price, right now.
Do you ever find yourself asking someone a question that you already know the answer to? I know I do. So let me ask you, do you like bacon? My guess is you're a huge fan of it. And if you are, you're going to love what we're making today. We begin by cooking some bacon until it's crispy. Once it is, we'll set it aside. In the same skillet, with all the bacon drippings, we sear a pork butter shoulder. This is going to lock in lots of flavor and give our pork a bacony smokiness that takes this dish from good to I can't get enough of it. While this finishes up, to a slow cooker, we add some onions, cut up apples, brown sugar, a bit of salt and pepper, and the bacon that we crumbled. Now we place the pork roast on top, add some chicken broth, and apple cider vinegar, and we set it to low. Once the pork is fork tender and all the flavors come together, all that's left to do is chunk up the pork and spoon the apple onion sauce over it. This is truly a bacon lover's dream. To get the recipe for our pork with apples and bacon, all you need to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with Kelly, where today we found a slow and smoking good way for you to say, ooh, it's so good. It's good, isn't it?
Well, 4 Kentuckians have earned a Guinness World Record while helping out those in need at the same time. The group now holds the record for the most holes of miniature golf in 24 hours by a foursome. In July, they played 116.5 rounds, had more than 14,000 strokes, and powered through 2,097 holes, smashing the previous record by 657 holes. The foursome also raised nearly $3,000 for those impacted by the devastating flood that hit the state last month. That's a lot of mini golf. Greg, one final check of the forecast.
That's a lot. Too much for me. Anyway, we're looking at mostly sunny skies today, hazy conditions today with temperatures getting about mid-60s. And then we're seeing later on, we're going to see temperatures get dropped down to the 55-degree range. A little bit more mild than last night, but still very comfortable for this time of year. And then tomorrow, warmer conditions. Once again, almost 80. Many areas will get We'll get 80 degrees tomorrow. So rain chances, we look like we mentioned that it's going to be about Saturday, Sunday night, but not too much, nothing like we saw last night, and then we might heat up next week there, Mark.
All right, Greg, thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. Have a great afternoon.